video is largely of my trip to Lincoln County, New Mexico, and the alleged Brazel Debris Field area. The Brazel Debris Field lies about 60 miles northwest of Roswell, New Mexico, just east of County Road B007, about 2 miles south of Hines Draw. For those not familiar with the Roswell UFO legend and the significance of the Brazel Debris Field, here's a short synopsis. The thread at the heart of the Roswell legend essentially runs through 4 individuals. The first is William Ware Mack Brazel. Brazel was a ranch foreman on the Foster Ranch back in 1947. On June 14, 1947, while riding the range checking on livestock, Mack Brazel came across an odd area of silvery debris scattered across a section of the ranch roughly the size of a football field. He picked up a few pieces of the silvery material, but didn't take any great interest in the debris that day. On June 24, 1947, the second individual in the legend comes into play. On this day, Kenneth Arnold, a pilot flying near Mount Rainier in Washington State, reports seeing 9 strange disc or saucer-like craft flying in formation at speeds estimated to be in excess of 1,200 miles per hour. Arnold's report is picked up by the press and media. The term flying saucer is coined by the newspapers. A flying saucer frenzy sweeps the U.S. and the world. Hundreds of flying saucer sightings are reported. By early July 1947, Mack Brazel has heard the reports of flying saucers being sighted. There is even a rumor of a $3,000 reward for physical proof of a flying saucer. Mack begins to think maybe the debris he discovered on the Foster Ranch is from a flying saucer. On July 4, 1947, Mack, his wife, and 2 of his younger children gather up some of the debris. On July 7, 1947, Mack Brazel drives into Roswell, New Mexico, and reports the debris on the Foster Ranch to Chavez County Sheriff George Wilcox, saying it may be from a flying saucer. The sheriff calls to report the debris to the Roswell Army Airfield. He is connected to the third individual in the Roswell thread, Major Jesse Marcel. Major Marcel is dispatched to investigate the debris along with 2 agents from the Army Intelligence Corps. On July 8, 1947, the Roswell Base Information Officer releases a statement that the Roswell Army Airfield has recovered the debris from a flying saucer. The Roswell Daily Record runs the famous headline, RAAF captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region. Later that day, on July 8th, the debris is flown to the Fort Worth Army Airfield in Texas. At the Fort Worth base, General Ramey examines the debris and declares it to be the remains of a weather balloon. No flying saucers involved. The story dies away. In 1978, the Roswell legend begins a rebirth. The 4th individual in our thread, Stanton Friedman, a UFO investigator, learns of Jesse Marcel and his claims of discovering debris from a crash-flying saucer near Roswell, New Mexico in July of 1947. Friedman's investigation into the Roswell story breaks ground for the eventual publication of the book The Roswell Incident by Charles Berlitz and William Moore. The book expands the Roswell story into a tale of a crashed spaceship, alien bodies, and a military cover-up. From there, the legend has grown far beyond the initial story of Mack Brazel's discovery of silvery debris on the Foster Ranch. The following video is a bit rough, but here it is for those with an interest in the Roswell story and Mack Brazel. This is the road up to the Brazel Debris site. Also, the monument is up on the hill about a mile or so, maybe a little more than a mile on up this road. Capitan Mountains back down that way. And this is County Road B007 here. Goes back on down that way to Highway 246 that runs into Capitan and Roswell. Capitan to the west, Roswell to the east. And went up this road earlier. Just taking a chance to videotape it right now. Here we are on the 2nd, 8:15 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time at the area of the Brazel Debris Site. This is a monument set up by people from the Sci-Fi Channel who came here and did some archaeological digs on the debris site back in 2000. Down there is the Corona pumping station. That radar thing is Captain out there. Scan across the monument here. Dedicated July 5, 2003, actually, not 2005. West. I'm going to drive on down here a little ways and then try to get down to the actual area of the debris site. I'm going to zoom in. Directly over there is the windmill and tank that people sort of use as a landmark for the debris site. So I'm going to try to get some pictures of that. And so I'm going to head on over there. That's a tank, and the old windmill's kind of gone more or less, but that's the tank and windmill that you see. Some of the shows that come here and film. That way, pumping station back down there, that antenna is. This is the general area of the debris site here. All the way through here is where it would have been. I gotta try to get down a little bit closer. Here we are at the debris site. This is the general lay of where it is. These cows are out here kind of hanging today. Isn't that focusing? Cows are out here today. Seem to be wanting to. The small tree on the ridge acts as a nice marker for the debris site. In these images from the TV shows Chasing UFOs and UFO Hunters, we can see the tree shown in the background. Pester me as much as possible. I don't know if they think I got something for them or what, but the tree right there on the ridge, right, is it? Right there, this is where group UFO hunters and chasing UFOs, this is where they came to film. Capitan Mountains to the south. Here come the cows. Coming this way. This guy. So, we have to bag this. Here we are at the Hines Ranch House along County Road B001 in Mexico, about 60 or 70 miles from, maybe not that far, somewhere driving wise it's about 70 to 80 miles from Roswell. But this is the Foster Ranch house where Mack Brazel stayed when he was out here performing his ranch duties for the Foster Ranch, whom he worked for at that time. So around June 14th, 1947, he would have been making his rounds, riding out across the range back this way, when he came across the debris from the balloon, which is back over those hills right there, probably a couple of miles more or less to where the actual debris was supposedly found. This is Country Road, or County Road B001, Lincoln County, New Mexico. Pretty just wide open plains here. Brazel would have stayed here at this house when he was performing his duties, and he kept some horses out here back in 47 that he used to ride around, perform his chores, look after the sheep and cattle that were out here, I think, at the time. Also had an old pickup truck, I believe, so probably had that out here. But that's a little house right there. Out here on October 2nd, 2013. Just seeing the sights. Getting some stuff I'm going to use to create a little video on the Roswell incident, I hope. We'll see. Okay, that's enough for that one, I think. Markers here. This is supposed to be the 8th row of the Mason section, I think. It's right here where the graveyard makes a bend. Comes down from the road. Just back up that way. Comes down this gravel center road to here. There's a bald one over here. just up from it. Brazel, and so the left of it here is Norton. So I don't think any of the graves around it have any significance that I can see. There's a Lockhart section here. Closest being Ross G. Lockhart, 1913 to 1966. Supposedly on up there, which I'll check, is his father, William Ware Brazel, is up there. This is the plot here of Mack and Maggie Brazel. They're in their own little sort of fenced-in area. Here, the tombstone was kind of getting overgrown, and he came up and scraped the grass away and cleaned it off, so you can see it there. Not sure how well I'm holding this, but anyway, I found this one. I'm going to try to find some other of the Brazel family over in the Angus graveyard. So, just sort of pan around here. Looks like some kind of grapes or something over there, maybe. But this is a Mason section of the graveyard here. Out to the road. Starting to warm up a little bit. Road down to goes back out to 70 and junction of 54 back over there. But that's the plot right there. Now I'm going to get some water. And I'm going to go up and see if I can find the father. This is my first stop video on my Roswell trip so far. 12:45 Mountain Daylight Time. Gotta get into Roswell here and get some shots there. So, I'll stop this for now.